I'm Supermoon Tarot, and in today's video, we're going to be looking at all my Virgos. I'm trying to do something new, but I feel like every Virgo recoiled a little bit inside. I'm so sorry, Virgos. I'm trying to find my natural flow in this. I'm excited to be talking to you today. The way this video is going to work is I'm going to spend half of the video talking about you, your personal energies, the story behind that, and then the other half is going to be all about a particular person you're connecting with and the story behind that. Now, this is primarily for my sun signs, but moon and rising are always welcomed. We're just talking about the message that resonates with you. So let's get started with your personal energy first. I already shuffled the cards because I take a very long time to shuffle and talk to my cards. So let's look at your energies. Oh, this is fantastic energy. Interesting though. So this is really like top of the line positive energy because Nine of Cups is like, how do I put this? It's like getting everything you possibly want, but there's no catch. Like, it almost seems too good to be true, but it's not, essentially. And so whatever you've been wishing for, maybe this is another person in your life, maybe this is just in general your dream life, your goals, your aspirations, or whatever, it seems like you're moving in that direction and even going to be receiving them. But I can't help but notice there's just a slight stalling, not a permanent one, just something popping up over here with the Page of Cups, because the Page of Cups does again talk about good news and you receiving this good news, but Spirit keeps pointing my attention to this distraction going on in the fish. Somebody's calling out to you, pulling you away from realizing you're on your way towards this goal. I keep being told like there's nothing really left you have to do other than make yourself more available for it, if that makes sense. And that being made available is this other person or thing in the way. Whatever it is, there's still the ultimate positive omen that you will be receiving all this good stuff. But let's get in. I wonder what's going to be happening in your story, if that's going to be popping up again. Oh, yep. It's very much popping up. Let's see what's going on. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, okay. This makes complete sense. Okay, yep. Spirit was right, go figure. Okay, so again, we get that confirmation over here with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse that yes, you will be ultimately receiving this. It's very big, I want to point this out. This is not like a fun little sweet thing you've been wanting, like a new pair of shoes. This is like a big long-term goal, something significant that's going to have long-term effects. And it's going to be absolutely perfect and the thing that you want. And I'm so excited for you to receive it. But let's get in particulars because even though this is about your personal energy, somebody else is popping through. And well, tarot does what tarot wants to do. Gives you the message you need, not always what you want, but this is going to be a need-want situation. So I can see over here in the Six of Swords, somebody keeps pulling you in to bring them along for the ride, so to speak. Now, this feels unintentional on your part. You just feel like you're helping somebody who's in need. Maybe I keep being told that they're like kind of a bit of a complainer and they seem to be depressed all the time. And it's just very easy for you to get fixated on wanting to help them. It's a really lovely personality trait of yours. However, it's a distraction. I mean, look at this representation we got going on over here. Imagine at the end of the path is, our Ten of Pentacles, all these things that you possibly want on the horizon. And look, this is them freaking out, keep distracting you away from being positive and goal-oriented, and maybe they want to talk all night on the phone and you just want to work on this project you're working on, or maybe you need some time to decompress in order to be the best possible version of you in order to attract this goal. And look at this. Look at all these holes they're putting into your boat. You don't need that. You've got a boat. No offense, you care for them because they've got no other ride, but it is not your job to care for somebody else's situation, karma, anything. They've got to work on that on themselves. So that being said, that's the main thing popping up going on so far. It's interesting, we are getting that double confirmation with the Page of Pentacles in reverse saying you're being directly asked to release this energy, release these old beliefs and cycle. It's interesting. The person is representing these beliefs and cycles, so you're both releasing them and what's associated by helping them. I think you think that you have to help everybody, and that, I mean, I can see in the Six of Pentacles in reverse, it's inherently within you, which is beautiful. It's not like a bad trait you need to close off, but it's okay to say, hey, I'm working on myself right now. I'm working towards this goal. I can't take anybody else on. I can be there to listen for you occasionally, but the way that you're so involved and you keep, like, Spirit keeps telling me that this is something that you're partially aware of and partially unaware of, if that makes sense. It's like I'm getting told about the subconscious. It's like part of you is aware of how much they're eating up your time, and but you're not really giving it enough attention of how much it's drastically affecting your like material world, the things that you're building towards, again, your goals and projects that we're summing it up as. And this is kind of you having to let that go. That's a huge problem over here with the Eight of Wands. It seems like you've successfully built up all this momentum, and you have all these opportunities moving your way, but if you notice that sort of comes to a dead halt, and you've not even noticed, Spirit is telling me, because you've been so distracted with your own problems, you're not even aware your own situation's kind of coming to a standstill. That's because this tension is waiting to be released. The belief that that somehow you're a bad person if you don't help them. I want to point out the Six of Pentacles. This is really important here, because this the more opportunities that are no longer coming your way, the more available time you have for them and to give them attention. And this is really interesting when we have a Six of Pentacles in reverse situation. This is when someone is consciously aware of how generous you are, and they are essentially taking advantage of it. This is the I'm using you card, so to speak. So that's something to keep in mind if you're having trouble and you're like, well, they need help, they're suffering. I can't just not answer my friend. I love my friend, or whoever this is in your life. They're more aware of what they're doing, and with that context, that's some like food for thought. They're not as innocent as they maybe play on, if that makes sense. They want your comfort, and they want a free ticket to your success. They can see that you're like ultimately moving towards. And then that's the last final thing, the whole them taking advantage of you and slowing up the opportunities and stuff like that. We have a Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Ten of Pentacles basically says like you're almost there. You're right there. It's so close. You can almost taste it. All your dreams coming true exactly in the way you want. But there's still something that's like kind of in the way. Often this pops up, and this especially pops up in this circumstance because you're in control of your life and you're in control of who affects you and who doesn't. Of you're not seeing something. You're not seeing the full wealth that you've accumulated and earned from your hard work. And therefore it's like the last final little obstacle in your way of actually receiving it. It's like it's right there in front of your face and you're not allowing yourself to have it. And the not allowing yourself is when you get distracted and pointed towards this other person. Because if you think of it this way, Spirit's telling me, think about your like dream life. Everything that you possibly could want. In your dream scenario, are you constantly having to pick up for other people who should honestly be working on their own personal journey and emotional mindset? Like, is that, in your mindset of, in your dream swimming pool, at your dream job, with your dream commute, whatever that situation may be? You see what I'm saying? It's like by you fully acknowledging the life that you want to have, and by seeing that this person isn't a part of it, this sort of belief system and having to be held accountable for other people's actions, that's the final release, so to speak, to then have it. So yes, are you going to get everything you want? Totally. But when you notice these little symptoms, you could say, of things popping up, you're not quite sure why stuff is slowing down, this person's the culprit. So actually, let's get into talking about a person in general. Maybe this person will pop up again. It could be someone else. Let's see who's popping up. Oh, okay. Okay, we're still talking about this person. This person's super important to get out of your life. This is so important. So the Ten of Pentacles is you thriving, killing it, doing your best. You for sure would like to get away from this person. In your heart, it's going to be a pretty easy decision to make because it is getting kind of tiresome, especially when we have a Seven of Pentacles in reverse. This is somebody who doesn't seem to change no matter how much advice you're giving them. And notice how this is interesting that's popping through and definitely explains why they're so drawn to you and kind of want to subconsciously pull you down. They feel like it's a kind of attitude, how do I put this? It's like, I want what they have. Why can't I, I deserve this. I've worked hard for this kind of attitude. And they are just going to continuously, relentlessly bug you. I am being told you're going to want to block them because even when you stop talking to them, I'm getting the feeling that you're not going to tell them face to face that you don't want to be friends with them anymore and deal with it, but you'll probably just like slowly over time kind of not return their phone calls as much. And when that happens, they're going to continue to bother you. Don't worry, you'll be fine. You'll be thriving, as we can see here in Ten of Pentacles. Again, another confirmation that all your dreams are coming true. I'm very excited for you because this is not just like, oh yeah, they're going to come true one day. They're right there. They're right around the corner. You're going to be getting them like any, day or week now. It's very soon. I'm very excited for you. But this person's a bit relentless, so that's just something to kind of keep in mind. Just kind of prepare yourself that it will take a little bit. So let's get a bit of a story going on here, even though we've gotten a pretty clear, yeah, okay, we already knew that. Yeah, okay, cool. So this is kind of like the last final, again, we just keep getting confirmations of your success. So I'm very excited for you. This is so, this is exhilarating when you get like, I don't know what the word will be if it's times 8. This many times of confirmation. It's umpteenth time. Anyways, so over here we see that a huge thing that's bothering them is you're in what I love to call the likability phase. Sometimes luck is just in our corner, or we hit a flow in the universe where things just work out better for us because people just kind of get what we're putting out there. We're popular because people inherently enjoy who we are as people, so we can do no wrong. I highly recommend during this time period as you're working towards your goals, and once you get to your goals and you're enjoying them and perpetuating more projects or whatever it is, this is a time period where people are going to say yes more often and understand what you're putting out. So put out more projects, enjoy yourself. You're going to get a lot of positive feedback. Definitely consider this the representation for, if this is career oriented, this to be a promotion oriented card, which is super awesome. But here we have them trying to block you again. This is the King of Pentacles in reverse. This is somebody who is obsessed with money and defines their self-worth by money, which is unfortunate. It's such a weird line to walk in many people's situations because on one hand, so let's say you are career oriented, I'm sure you're thinking about money and want to make more money, but I guess your perspective on it isn't like I'm a better person or I'm living a better life because I have more money. Do you see what I'm saying? Compared to them who do have that mindset. And so they are trying to get in your way and plug up your success, your flowing stream of success. They're kind of acting as a sort of, is it called a canal when it blocks the river? You see what I'm saying? A moat? No, not a moat. You get what I'm saying. They're trying to, a dam, that's what it is. Like a beaver. So they're trying to block it up and you don't want to deal with that jazz. Especially over here with the Hangman, don't be surprised if they try to poison your mindset and make you think like, oh, well, just nothing's working out right now when we talked again about when the opportunities come up. No, that's not the case. Not at all. The Hangman also represents, again, what we talked about before, subconscious and consciousness. This is about when you need to kind of bridge that gap and be more aware of your subconscious and bring it more to the forefront. You know who this person is and what they're doing. And by making that at the top of your mindset, like when you're thinking your thoughts, you're more connected to that version of yourself, it will be easier to identify all the evidence of how they're really trying to sabotage you and what you really want, and it will kind of give you the motivation to say, I don't want to deal with this anymore. You're slowing me down. Get out of here. Stop trying to consider them as the person that keeps trying to tie you down, and you're like, this isn't necessary. I'm flowing. I'm doing great. Get out of here. Take your rope. I don't need it anymore. You know what I mean? Ultimately, I do see you making this decision. We already kind of had a feeling you were going to, but this is the confirmation of like, yep, you're going to totally cut them out. And the Emperor card is just one last kind of food for thought to consider. So the Emperor card represents somebody who is, well, first of all, I am being told it simultaneously does represent this other person. I mean, they could be an Aries, but we're not talking about that specifically. It's like they're kind of trying to act as if they're unmovable and they have all this power, but they really don't. But the second thing that it represents is talking about and understanding that if we have a strong foundation for our belief systems, then as we build upon them, we have this really sturdy structure. You being able to identify this person in your life and understanding you're not a bad person by cutting them out, but just knowing this is not the energy you want to feed or be around, is creating this really solid foundation. Again, another umpteenth example that you're going to have long-term success as this ultimate goal and dream concept comes into your life. This is going to have long-term benefits. So, yay! I'm very excited for you. This is an extremely positive thing to come into your life, and you'll be able to get rid of them. I'm just comforting. So if you keep getting like calls or texts, don't worry about it. It's just who they are. Who cares? You know what I mean? It's not a big deal. They'll eventually get tired, essentially. So anyways, if you enjoyed this reading, please consider giving the video a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel like you would not believe. Have a lovely day. I'd look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!